Hello, I'm Verdi Augusto, and this is the Schumann Resonance Harmonics channel on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you all for joining me. It is, it's like 1 in the morning on Tuesday, the 26th, I think I'm at now. I'm not sure. My days all kind of running together. All right, so pre-storm. It's supposed to be a big storm coming later today. So this is part 5. Hopefully it's part 5 in the last part of this series. I can wrap it up all in this last hour. I'm hoping it'll be an hour. And I've already gone through 4 of these, of the same article. The name of the article that I'm doing this on is, it's by Konstantinos I. Votis, who is at the University of Ioniana, I think. The name is, I butchered that name. Ionianina, I think it is. All right. It's in Greece. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but there's a very well-known university. This guy works there. They have a lab there, and they are all about measuring the Schumann resonances. The name of the article is A New Portable ELF Schumann Resonance Receiver, Design and Detailed Analysis of the Antenna and the Analog Front End. And this was an article that was printed in 2018 in the EURASIP, Journal of Wireless Communication and Network. So let me just say, if you haven't watched the other 4 parts of this, please go and find them, and I'm going to have to remember to put the links in the description so you can easily find them. This was the first part. I've gone into the magnetic coil. I've gone into the preamp, the signal conditioning setup, the signal conditioning chain, which you see here. And I've gone into some of the measurements. I've shown you the schematic diagram of the preamp and all of that. So without any further introduction, I'm going to get right into the material. This is part 5 of this article. Okay, so I'm all set up to read. And like I said, I've gone through the first 4 parts of this. If you haven't seen them, please go back and watch them now, and that way you'll have a really good idea of what's going on. I'm taking a lot of time in these videos to go through and discuss what the specifics are for the Schumann resonance antennas. And there is a complex chain of data acquisition that goes on in order for you, the general public, to get the spectrogram signal. Okay. So what we're looking at is the data acquisition chain for what it takes to get the data from the environment through the machines into a form where you can recognize it through a scope reading or some meter reading. Okay. So, where am I? All right, with that cheery note, let's get on with the material. Okay. Onward and upward. All right, so before I get into the reading, I just want to say I had the last video, if you recall, I will recall your memory. I had started going into this. I had read through the first paragraph here, and then I realized that this was all supposed to be for the next module, which is now. So I had started reading that before I realized, oh good God, that it was part of the next module. So this is going to be a review. It's not bad. It doesn't hurt to go over the same material twice. You know, you probably didn't get it the first time. I'd never get it the first time. So that's what we're doing. So this will be a review, and then I'll go into the rest of the material. And once again, thank you all for being here. I appreciate everyone for your comments, your feedback, your comments, the questions. I try to answer all the questions that I get to the best of my ability, or at least I'll say, let me get back to you on that, and hopefully I'll remember to get back. I don't, truth be told, I don't always get back to everything, but I do my best to at least address what's there, and there are things that are beyond what I can, what I'm able to address. It's just that simple. All right, so I'm gonna get into the material here. It says, in order to measurements on the field, results. In order to confirm and improve the system's operation, we made short-term measurements, few hours, mainly in almost, quote-unquote, almost white zones in the region of Epirus, which is northwest Greece. Those spots, as well as geographical coordinates and distance from the EM pollution, are shown on Table 6. Except the last spot, Chapel at Doliana, all the other places are in the countryside and not suitable for long-term housing of our SR detection and monitoring system. Finally, the measurement equipment have been installed at the 5th spot, a chapel located at a small gorge 570 meters above the sea level and around 1 kilometer away from man-made electromagnetic pollution. The Schumann resonance system starts measuring on 19th of January 2016 with concurrent readings. With few time gaps, okay, and this was important last time I said it, and it's important now, with few time gaps due to electronic equipment maintenance and local interference. Since June 2016, ETA Labs SR Schumann Resonance Measurement Station has been added to the list of worldwide Schumann Resonance stations. All right. So once again, I have mentioned before the data void gaps. They're telling you here that in a coded kind of way, but the data void gaps. And so these are things that can happen either through local interference or through a power failure, local interference, or due to equipment maintenance, which might be that they've shut it off, or the power just went out when someone wasn't watching. Okay, so these are components. Those three things: maintenance, regular maintenance. Okay, power failure. They're not the same thing. And then local interference, high local interference, which could give you a false reading, a false positive. And so that's what they're looking to avoid, is that false positive. All right. And so we went over this before. This is the 5 spots that they checked, and the first 4 were not good spots based on features and parameters which I have already mentioned. Okay. So figure 10 is really, I love this picture. All right, I love this. Let me get this out, full-size image. Okay. Let me get this. All right, where are you? All right, so what we're looking at here is the radius of interaction with the Schumann resonances from the antenna. That's it. We have 1 kilometer. And so what they're telling you is this right here, this mark here is a kilometer. There is local interference. There's not, you can see it. It's a, what do you call it? You can see there's not much, hold on, I'm pontificating. You can see there's not much around there. Okay, there, it looks like they're in the mountains. There's not much going on, but there's power supply lines everywhere in the world. You got to remember that. And there's all kinds of other machinery around in the world as well. So it's really important when you're looking at evaluating the Schumann resonances to know the local environment of the detectors which are giving you the information on the signal. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Hold on. Long-term measurement spot. At nearly 1 kilometer far away from the Doliana village, which is in Ioannina, Greece, there is a chapel. That building provides an efficient place in order to accommodate our Schumann resonance detection and measuring system at a non-EM pollution environment. We need 40 minutes in order to visit that place by car. The power line network is not accessible from that building. Any other houses and buildings are far away from that spot. At that chapel neighborhood, any human activities are nearly rare. These features offer an extra low noise environment with low level electromagnetic pollution. making that place efficient and very attractive for Schumann resonance measurements. All right, so you see this out in the middle of nowhere where you have to go to get a good signal. Okay, I just want to make sure to mention this, how far out in the middle of nowhere they are to get a good, accurate signal of the Schumann resonances. Okay. Okay. To verify that the primary aim of this work was achieved, which was to design and implement a standalone, portable, and low-cost system able to measure as much Schumann resonance harmonics as possible, we present power spectrums with 60 centimeter back-to-back magnetic antenna and north-south orientation with 10-minute acquisition time. That's figure 11. Each figure additionally contains noise and fitting curves based on nonlinear least square regression using Lorentzian-like function as described at 29, reference 29. The first 6 modes, resonant frequencies, Q factors, and peak powers are summarized in Table 7. Although detailed analysis and validation of the record data is beyond the scope of this work, additional results are presented to document the system's operability. Specifically, frequency mean value and standard deviation of the first 6 modes for May 2017 are shown in Table 8. Frequency variation versus time for the first week of May 2017 for Mode 1 is shown in Figure 12. Okay. Daily frequency variation with maximum values around 8 plus or minus 0.05 hertz for the first 4 days and 7.9 plus or minus 0.05 hertz for the last 3 days is noticed. Respectively, minimum frequency values lie around 7.75 plus or minus 0.05 hertz and 7.55 plus or minus 0.05 hertz. Okay, let me scoot this up. For all days, for all 7 days, maximum frequency values occur between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., while minimum frequency values occur between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Okay, which yields similar frequency patterns for Mode 1. These day-to-night and day-to-day variations are interpreted mainly by the inhomogeneities and the anisotropy in the Earth-ionosphere waveguide. Okay? All right, so these are just showing you their frequency response snapshots over the course of time. All right, and so this is showing you the 1st of May, 2017, the 13th of May, and so you see the harmonics here. The first mode went way up, and then the rest of them are kind of doing what they're doing, and it went up to watts, and this is decibels. So this is like 4 watt hertz, and this one went to, it wasn't even at 4, it was like less than half of that. All right. So you see at different times, different days, different times, the readings will be different. And you see up here at the 50, this is much higher, right, which is always at that frequency, but it looks higher here than it does there. All right, so you see, and this, you see, actually, hold on, let me see if I can do this. All right, so you see this 0.8 right here would be normally, this is normally, that is that, this is normally that. They're showing you these normal rates, but this, the first mode harmonic, dropped down by less than half. Okay. All right, so what it says here, power spectrum of recorded signal, 10-minute snapshot. Our induction coil system having 2 identical back-to-back magnetic antennas aligned at north to south orientation offer a big amount of measurements at 10-minute duration acquisition time intervals. Two of such snapshots are depicted in Figure 11. Not only the measured results, but also the noise and fitting curves based on nonlinear square regression using Lorentzian-like function are shown. From these curves, we observed 6 Schumann resonance modes and their parameters that relate to resonant frequencies, Q factors, and peak powers. At the top of A and B, there is the detailed date and time of the measurement snapshot. Okay, so that we showed you that, all right? All right, let's look at what we got here. All right, so this is, okay, I'm just going to post that up there so you can look at it. And I'm not going to go into detail about what this is because I don't really know what I'm reading there, but it's there for anyway. These are the chart, the table. Okay, I'm showing you the table here. Okay, so this is Figure 12. Alrighty, and this is again they're plotting on the graph variation between the day and the nighttime readings. Okay. And it says frequency variation over a week for mode 1. The fundamental Schumann resonance mode at 7.8 frequency range exhibits not only resonance frequency variation, but also Q factors and peak powers during a day, giving interesting and important observations that motivate further studying and investigation. In Figure 12, the resonance frequency variation results from the fundamental Schumann resonance modes are shown. The weekly duration of such results indicate that the first mode of the Schumann resonance spectrum exhibits a slow daily variation that ranges from 7.5 to 8.1 Hertz, caused mainly by the inhomogeneities and the anisotropy and the Earth-ionosphere waveguide. Okay. Alrighty, last part of this right here. Part 6, actually. We're making this part 5. Conclusions. Okay. Let's end with a bang. A new portable ELF receiver for Schumann resonance detection and monitoring is presented in detail in this paper. The system is comprised of a self-designed induction coil sensor and 6 filtering and amplification stages. In the presented systems, 2 magnetic field antennas with a weight of 2.2 kilogram and a size of 300 by 25 millimeters each were developed. The main self-resonance frequency of the single induction coil is 480 Hertz. The low noise implemented signal conditioning stages have an equivalent input noise as low as 2.8 nanovolts over the square root of a Hertz, and a total bandpass gain from 86 to 112 decibels at 10 Hertz. The experimental results have also demonstrated the system's feasibility in measuring clearly up to the 6th Schumann resonance harmonic. Since January 2016, the measurement system has been installed near northwest borders of Greece, measuring and storing Schumann resonances, initially with 1 magnetic coil, and since June 2016 with 2 magnetic coils back to back. The system's remote monitoring, validation of 18 months of data, and installation of east-west magnetic coil system are included in a short-term future work. Okay. Alrighty. So that right there would theoretically end our presentation. There's a bunch of references I'm not going to go into. There's 30 references here. I'm not going to detail them all, but I'm just going to kind of scroll them down the screen. Usually I play music at this point. I'm not going to because the music issues, some of the music is copyrighted in certain countries, so then it'll just make the whole video not able to be seen in those countries, and I don't want that. So I'm just showing this without music briefly kind of going through this so you can see the different reference materials on the Schumann resonances. There's a link somewhere. I'm making a link somewhere of the reference material. Okay, so these will be, again, these will be in a link somewhere. I'm not sure where. I did a lot of work doing this, but I'm going to be putting the link somewhere to this somewhere. All right. It might be on, what I may do is have it as a WordPress document. It's all there, the references for this article, so it doesn't kind of interfere with all the rest of the writing of the article. I don't know. I'm still working this out. All right, but I'm just going through this really kind of briefly so you can see the different types of articles there are from all the different places. Japan is listed there, Taiwan, Mexico, and in the article he gave, the readings from these different places: China, Mexico, the Antarctic, Halati, I think, is one of the stations down there. This one here is talking about investigations on diurnal and seasonal variation. There we go. And these guys are the author of the paper. They wrote another another article about this, but a different perspective on the same basic thing, which they talked about in here, that they also have another article on the antenna, and that's what we will be looking at next, I think, soon. I'm not sure what. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so this ends this presentation. Thank you all for being here. This was a basic introduction to the the antennas of the Schumann resonance. This was University of Ioniania professor, and they have an ETA lab which keeps track of the Schumann resonances. All right, so there's more I can say, but I'm not going to. I've talked a lot about this. I think this is a great point to end this. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would like to know if you understood what's going on here. I'd like to know if you have gotten anything from this. If there's any questions, please let me know. I do my best to answer the questions, and I read all of the comments. I don't always comment back on the comments. Some of them don't need my input, but any questions, I do answer to the best of my ability. All right, so on that cheery note, it's 23 minutes into this. I think it's long enough, and I will thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I will have another video out soon. And I think when I put this out later today, I might do a live stream. I don't know. I'll figure it out at the time. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the comments, the share, comment, and subscribe. And everyone, just have a great day. Keep your energies up high. Don't focus on the negativity, and keep channeled on your personal goal. Right? Positivity is you sticking the course and not letting what anyone else says dissuade you from what your goal is. So have a great rest of your day. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate everything, and I will talk to you soon.